Hi, my name is Ashley, and I am the creator of the Color Street Business Tracker. And today I'm going to walk you through the steps in order to populate the sheet. When you purchase the sheet, it will come as an Excel file, and you can use it either on your desktop through Excel, or you can load it to Google Sheets or the Excel Online, which is the free version of Excel if you have like a Mac without Excel on your desktop. All three ways work the same, so all the steps that I'm about to show you can be done in either of the programs, but I'm going to today show it to you in Excel on the desktop. So when you first open your Color Street Business Tracker, you're going to get to this introduction page. It basically shows you the copyright information as well as some general information about the page. You will receive a file with instructions with your purchase, so go ahead and reference that if at any point you get stuck, and feel free to reach out to me as well if you get confused along the way. The next tab, or two tabs, are these red tabs. It's your P&L summary and your quantities. These are two tabs that I don't recommend messing with. You don't want to accidentally type into them or delete something because they do have, they basically have formulas throughout the whole sheet. So if you accidentally delete something, it will remove that formula and then you're going to get messed up. So make sure you hurry up and undo that. So the only thing that I would recommend touching in this P&L summary is where it says 2017. You can actually go in and change it to 2018 or 2019, and it will change the dates at the top for whatever year you're using it for. So this is a one-time purchase. Once you purchase it, you can use it from year to year. So go ahead and save a blank copy right away. That way you can come back in next year and start from scratch at 2018. All of the stuff at the top are basically your income, and so it'll be all of your gross sales, your commissions, and then it will actually deduct your cost of product as well as your credit card processing fees if you use a credit card processing for your own sales. And then down at the bottom will be your expenses. It'll total everything up and then give you your net profit and loss. So this is an important page when it comes for taxes. The quantities page basically just has a list of all of the products that are currently in our catalog. It will give you the retail price, and then once you start entering stuff in the sheet, it will actually give you the cost of goods that you've paid for the individual items that you have in stock, as well as the quantity that you have available. I'll come back to this page and kind of show you what you can do with it. The next page is the product list, and this is just kind of a reference page. These two pink tabs are more reference tabs. They don't work any formulas throughout or you don't need them, and they don't show you any formulas basically or resulting information, but they are important for references. So you can actually come in here, look up the product number, the product names I have listed by alphabetical order right now, and then the item type. Whenever you get a new catalog, you can actually come down here and enter in the product number, name, retail price, and the product type. And so you can add on more items as they come back in stock. And there's, I think, 100 or 260 rows or 270 rows. So there should be plenty to add additional product as they get released. The customer info tab is just here so that you can populate information about your individual customers. I like this tab to use for sample requests. So I'll go ahead and populate this and just show you an example. So let's say Ashley B requested it. I can put in maybe her email address is ashleyd@gmail.com. I can put her phone number, her street address, so I can keep all this information here for my customers, and then I might say, oh, she requested a glitter sample, and yes, I've already sent it on to her. Or I can put a no in here, that way maybe at the end of the week, whenever I go to send out all of my samples, I can just go in and quickly sort, click on this down arrow and say, I just want to see the people that I haven't sent samples to, and then it'll go ahead and quickly show that. Okay, on the Color Street Orders tab, I'm going to show you basically how you would populate this. So let's say today is, I don't know, September 25th or something. So I put in September 25th on the order date, and I'm going to put in some product numbers. And let's see here. I'll say these, and whenever you, I have one that's not here. So we'll go, I'll show you how you can add one if it's not showing up. And MC166. Okay, let's say these are my items. So this one didn't show up. So what we could do is come back here to the product list, and I can go down to the bottom and say, I don't know, I'm just going to make one up. 178. And I'm going to say it's called like Aspen Village. And it was an $11, and it's a okay, so I just made it up. Now if I go back to my Color Street Orders tab, it'll show up here. So that's kind of how you add a new product. Again, obviously this is not a real product, but if one got released, that's how you would do it. Let's say that I actually got all of these items free with maybe a hostess order or something. I did mystery hostess for the week, and I got all these, or for the month, and I got all these products free. So I'd actually put in a 0 for how much I actually paid. And then I would put in that I got maybe one of each of these and 3 of the clearest day whenever I get them from Color Street. So you can put this in, this is how many I ordered. While you're waiting on Color Street, it won't show up in here. Once you receive them, you can actually go in and catalog and say, okay, yes, I got those in stock. And then if you kept any for samples, you could put that in here. So let's say I actually kept one of the clearest day as a sample, and I'll show you how to account for that cost later. We have an inventory adjustments tab, so this probably won't be used very often, but I put this in here in case you ever trade inventory with another stylist. So let's say that I really needed one of the products, but I didn't have one and it's out of stock, but my upline has one. So what I could come in here and do is say like, okay, it's October 1st, 2017, and I'm going to trade her an art district, which is FDS 388. FDS 388. And I gave her one of those, and in return, she gave me a dinner in London. And so I actually got one from her. So now I've accounted for it here. And since I didn't pay anything, this would show, so if we come back here to this tab, let's say I actually paid $5 for this art district just for, illustration purposes, it would show up as $5 here. So what I would do is I would go ahead and say, okay, I paid $5 for the original one, so $5 is how much I am accounting for this traded item. So now it'll count for here. So now I have some stuff in stock. I have obviously one Alpine Freeze, one Aspen Village, and I actually have 2 Clearest Day because I've kept one for a sample. And then I don't have any more Art District because I traded that one out, but instead I have Dinner for London. So I can come back over here to this Quantities tab, and I can actually click on here, and I would say I want to see just the things that I have 1 or 2 of. And this would tell me exactly what I have in stock, how many I have available, and what I paid for them. There's some gray tabs in here. These are just calculations to get to the information. So really what you want to focus on is this column, but if you want to figure out, say, how exactly did I get to this number, these are some reference columns where you can look at that. Okay, so that's how you basically get all of your stock in there. We're now going to go to the customer sales tab. So let's say that I sold to a customer on October 2nd, and let's say my customer is Ashley B that I put in there earlier, and she ordered one of those Dinner in Londons, and she also ordered a Clearest Day, and she ordered one of those and one of these. And so you can see when I actually go in, I'll do that again. Originally it says quantity available after sale. So when I'm entering it in, it shows me what I have at that point in time. And once I put in what I've sold her, it's going to decrease it from my inventory count. And then over here, it has what I charged the customer, so what the retail price was. And then this net profit is basically going to be what you charged the customer minus your cost of goods that you paid for it, plus your shipping costs, minus any discounts, plus your taxes, minus your processing fee. So let's say I did it through Square and I had to pay $2 in processing fees. You can see now that takes that out of my net profit. Let's say I actually gave her a discount on this one since I had gotten it for free. I said, oh, I'm going to give her a $5 discount. Oh, sorry, $5. And so it actually took that $5 off. I only charged her $6 instead of $11, and my net profit ended up being $6. Here are some other columns you can use. They have drop downs, so if you want to kind of keep track of whether or not you invoiced someone, if you shipped it, you can keep track of that information here. The most important thing about this tab is to make sure that you enter the order date on every single row, even if it's all for the same order. Otherwise, it won't track it in your P&L. Okay, the next tab is your extra income tab, and what you're going to do here is, let's say in September I got commissions on week 2 for $25. The second week I got maybe $10 commission, and then the fourth week I got $35 commission. I didn't get a lifestyle bonus, but you could put that in here. So when I actually go to my P&L, it's going to tally all these rows up, and then you'll be able to see what your total was for the month. I have other here. You can change this to make it any other thing you want it to say. So if there are other bonuses or whatnot that come in here, you can, like if it's a fast start bonus, you could say, okay, this is for my fast start, and I actually hit my fast start and I got $100 through my fast start bonus. So if you go back to the P&L tab, you'll see that now instead of it saying other on this first row, it says fast start, and it's actually accounting for those volumes. So I have my commissions from September and then my sales that I entered for my customers in October. So those are all showing up now. Okay, so the last tab I'm going to show you is the expense tab. And so for expenses, what I typically do is I say any shipping or taxes that I'm charged through Color Street, I'm going to account for in the expenses, as well as any samples that I keep, I will account for here too. So on 9/25, I actually ordered through Color Street, and let's say that I was charged shipping. This is actually a drop down, so I can, I can go and select, okay, shipping costs, and they charge me $3 for shipping. I also, in that same order, was charged taxes, and let's say that my taxes for that, for the items that I purchased were $5.50, and then I actually kept an item, let's say that clear as day, that I kept clear as day sample. Let's say that I actually kept that as a sample and pretend that I had paid maybe $5 for it. Samples and testers, and I put that in as $5. So again, if you go back to the P&L, now that I've entered all of that, when you go back to the P&L in September, now it's showing up samples and testers, shipping costs, and taxes, and it's accounting for all of that. And then it sums everything up through the P&L. So that's pretty much it. It's pretty simple. These expense categories are pre-listed here, but you can change any one of them. Let's say I change advertising and I want to make it say, I don't know, freight. I don't know. We'll just throw something in there so y'all can see. If I go up here, you can see now it's called freight. So the expense tab is adjustable. You can use it. You can use these columns over here and change it, and it will adjust on the P&L. So those are the main tabs. Hopefully this quick run through was enough to kind of get you started and answer some questions. But if you have questions, definitely ask me. I'm always happy to answer or take a look at your sheet if need be. And again, reference the instructions that come with the sheet, and that might answer some of your questions as well. I appreciate you watching, and thank you so much for purchasing the business tracker. And again, let me know if you have any problems or questions. Thanks.